What's happening, y'all? What's going on, folks? We're back. Back again. Shady's back.
Hey, he is. He got a new album or something.
Does he?
Yeah.
I don't track him. I fell off after Mom's spaghetti or whatever it was. You know. It's been a long time. It's been a long time for the podcast as well. Thank you for sticking with us, even with these irregular uploads. Subscribe, notification bell, all that. Do all that jazz so you know when we're here, ready to serve.
Right here. We've been here the whole time.
Right
we
here.
ain't going nowhere.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
I stand outside your window with an old school stereo boombox.
On business.
Playing your greatest hit, you know. I don't want to play music that you won't know, so I guess I'm playing fucking Luxy Red or some shit. I don't know.
Right.
Whatever you're into. You know?
Sorry if I seem a little zoned out. It has been it's been quite a week. It's been just an odd, strange last few days here for me. I don't know. You had a fun story. Let's talk about what you want to talk, and then we'll bring the mood down after that. How's that sound?
I like it.
All right, let's do it.
I'm gonna kick it off. So this is how you know we ain't done this shit in a minute, because this was whole like last week. We've been slipping. We're real busy people, you know. But so hold up, let me die real quick. But anyway, so me and my coworker, sometimes after work, if it's like a hard day, we go get some lunch or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And this was like last Thursday, not the one that just passed, one before that. We go to this so we were gonna go to this one spot, but they were like packed and like people didn't know how to park. There was no fucking parking. I'm like, yeah, fuck all that. So we go to this other spot. We show up, ain't nobody fuck, man. Ain't nobody really there.
You seem choked up about this story. I don't know if this is the right one to start off on. This sounds emotional. This sounds like it's hitting you in the feels.
Trauma.
We got this. Back. We got this. It's as slow as you need. Get your tissues ready.
Thank you. Hold up.
Would you like some water?
Dab my eye.
There we go.
But so we go to this other spot, right? Ain't nobody really in there. It's like a few people outside in the back, but ain't nobody inside except for this one old man, and then like this girl he got with him, you know. So me and my coworker, we standing waiting for somebody to fucking seat us, because it's a sign that says wait to be seated. So you know, but then eventually I'm like, we like, fuck it, like ain't nobody coming. They see us here, they just looking at us and shit. But I guess it's like the cooks and shit, they like, hey, it ain't me, you know what I'm saying? I guess I don't know if the bartender's supposed to do it or what, but ain't nobody say shit. So we just fucking plopped at the bar, you know. We ordered our food, yada yada, bing bong, you know what I'm saying? And so the old man, he got this crackhead with him, and like, so first the bitch, she went to the bathroom. It's like a 2-stall bathroom, okay? The bathroom's a 2-stall bathroom. The bitch go in there, she locked the door. So like, you know what I'm saying? So the owner or whatever, she unlocked the door. She like, hey, you can't be locking the door. So the girl, she walked out, but she walked back in. And it's like, you already know what she was in that bitch doing. You know what I'm saying? But then
her nails.
So exactly. Yeah. Making sure they're nice.
Exactly. Getting ready for I get it. Exactly. I've been there. Do a little touch up in the mirror on your date. You know, you didn't have enough time to get ready. You left the house in a rush because you're, excited, but you want to be there on time, but you didn't budget properly. Yeah. So, I wouldn't assume anything else from such a bitch, as you've been calling her, from such a lovely bitch.
I probably have. I don't even notice.
You're like, this bitch.
This bitch.
Kinda,
she was a
this
bitch,
crackhead ass bitch.
That's what she looked. That's what she was.
Yeah. Look. Describe her. What did she look like?
She looked So she looked
defining characteristics. Yeah, let's hear.
So the old man was probably like 70, 80, and she looked damn near like 50, 60, but at the same time she seemed like she was kind of scrappy, so she seemed like she might have been younger, but it was the drugs that made her look older,
yeah, no, I know what you mean. Wore out. So, so do you think they were related? Was there anything that led you to believe that they're
He said he met her at the Wawa break. Oh, the Wawa.
So you talked to him? How did you glean this information?
He started talking to me and my coworker for real.
Okay, that's his problem. Okay, so he just talks to people, and then he gets crackhead
like old people do.
Clingers on. Yeah.
He said he met her at the Wawa. I'm like, and you brought her to your spot? Because it seemed like the bartender and the other staff, it seemed like they knew him. Yeah, like he frequents there.
See, this guy, the bitch aside, this guy's a serial killer, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because here's an old, unsuspecting guy, I imagine, right? Sweet as pie, just talking to people because he wants to. Clearly, he doesn't have the same, mental inhibitors that normal people do. And these are the same things that he would employ to kidnap and murder people in his youth. Right. And that's how he survived so long on his own. Why he feels so comfortable going up to people, because he's done it his whole life. And he's known that he's had control over them every step of the way. Right. When he says, "Hey, can I buy you a cup of coffee? How's your week going? Hey, I have nothing but time. I'd love to just get to know you and talk. You want to come back to my place? I know we met here at the gas station, but, I actually have, furniture.
Stop.
And a kitchen, cutlery. You can do all kinds of things." So, but it's cool that you got to see him. Like the old black guy who's like the most notorious serial killer of all time in America. Like he's like this James Earl Jones looking ass dude. You know who I'm talking about?
I feel like I do. I forget his name, but I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Let me see here.
He just got bored and turned himself in, and then he
is immediately. Yeah, no, found him immediately. Yeah. Worst serial killer in American history, Samuel Little. Am I off? That's what he looks like. And
yeah.
James Earl Jones just died, actually, so it's befitting that I'm comparing him to this.
It's not befitting. Son, his daughter made a... No, never mind. I don't know if he has a daughter.
Okay.
I was thinking of Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, okay. Got you. That's good to know. It's good to know that you can mix them up too, and then that's okay.
Damn.
Like you're giving everyone permission.
No. He looks a little like Lawrence Fishburne, that guy in the picture.
No, this guy looks like Morgan Freeman mixed with James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
You can see it, right? Anyways.
Or maybe like Morgan Freeman.
But this is what this guy did. Yeah, he worked all kinds of jobs. I think he was a trucker at one point. Says he's a former boxer. He just did all sorts of, odds and ends, and he would kill people the whole time because he would, chat them up. He would get girlfriends, being a fit dude back in the day, and that's just how they work. They go up, they talk to people, they be like, "Oh, he's nice enough," and then you're dead. So it's nice to know. Did you get his name by chance? Because I'd love to learn about this. This dude sounds infinitely more interesting than this. Because the crackhead lady's gonna die, right? She's just she's not long for this world.
Yeah,
and he knows how to pick them now in his age. He knows how to pick. He's going to pick the most vulnerable people now because he can't take his chances with somebody who's capable.
He was trying to get a little something strange for a little piece of change. You understand?
I don't know.
Look, me and my other coworker, we was talking about just yesterday. You were like, you get a crackhead to do anything. A crackhead will do absolutely anything.
Right.
I guarantee you, like anything whatsoever.
Anyway, sorry, I keep derailing you. We're on a tight schedule here. So do you see these two? She gets up, she goes to the bathroom get to freshen up and nothing else. It's a 2-stall bathroom. You were saying, was this just like all genders? Was this a one bathroom situation?
The bartender told me, but the men's bathroom was also 2 stalls, so I would feel it's safe to assume,
No, so it was the women's bathroom, but she shut the door, which I assume was propped open. Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Well, no, it was shut, but she locked it.
Oh, okay.
Someone tried to go in there, she locked it, but it's not one of those 1-stall bathrooms.
Yeah, that's weird that it even has a lock. Why would it have a lock if it's just like multiple people at a time are going in there?
You got a point.
You know what I mean?
Maybe for security. I don't know. What someone comes in shooting, they could.
Not true. That's it could be like a safe room with all the shit and piss everywhere. That seems like a great.
I mean, outside of that, you gotta jump in the river. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you jumping in the river, you lock yourself in the bathroom.
I would just prefer like the back office or something, or maybe
That's not where they hide the
in
weapons.
The pantry.
The weapons are in a safe in the bathroom. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, everyone knows. Anyway, so she goes and does that. So the bar is freaking out that the door is locked, right? That's where we're at.
Well, it was a real easy thing. The bartender, she gets the owner. She's like, yeah, she locked the door. They unlock the door. They tell her, hey, bitch, don't do that shit again, or I'll smack the fire out your ass. And then
direct quote. I'd love to know the name of this restaurant.
Yeah, word from word, bar from bar.
Yeah.
And then and then the bartender, she comes back. She's it's just me, my coworker, and the old dude, just the 4 of us, just us 3 and her. And then the woman, whenever she leaves the bathroom, I don't know where she's like walk. There was 2 sets of bathroom. I think she walked to the other bathroom. Like she was just all over the place. This bitch just walking around and shit. Right. And like the bartender is telling the old man, she's like, hey, don't let her use you for your money. Like, she's like, what's that bitch? She's like, where'd you meet her? And he's like, I met her at a Wawa. You don't know this bitch? And you brought her to your spot? You don't bring her to your son. If you meet a bitch at Wawa, take her like Applebee's. Don't take her to a bar that you frequent. Like, take her somewhere that you never fucking.
Well, not to harp on this, but when you are that prolific of a murderer, and you get to this age, right? You have a choice to make, right? Like Sammy, it's. Oh my God. Do you keep this? How long do you keep this up for? Do you turn yourself in, or do you find someone who's going to put up a fight and potentially kill you and put you out of your misery and everything? But with a thrill. So it's not just this lackluster. You're in a hospital bed, with a feeding tube. Nobody wants that.
True.
It'd be so much better to get in a knockout, drag out, brawl with a street vagrant.
Fight to the death.
Yeah, imagine how hard he would get during that. I'm sure this is a man who hasn't been erect in years with not medically assisted. So, yeah,
oh my God,
right? So I mean, like he knows what he's doing. This is not a guy.
I think maybe that's I've never thought about how I want to go, because like that would be like mad exhilarating as long as it's not one-sided. If it's like a one-sided beatdown and I'm getting like fucked up, that would be like a terrible way to go. But if it's like kind of even, and then like, you know what I'm saying, and then I just happen to fucking lose suddenly,
right?
Then that would be fun as shit. But if it's like one-sided, I'm trying to fight Mike Tyson and he's just like beating the shit out of me.
Well, it's not Mike Tyson. This is, I assume, like a frail lady. Was she kind of scrawny?
She was a scrawny, but she wasn't really too.
Okay, so was this a bigger guy? The old dude?
Nah, he was like an average skinny guy.
Average. Yeah, he might be, batting out of his league, but still. And these people are delusional. Again, I said there's something missing up here that makes them think that they can just continue to get away with it.
Oh my God.
But this is his time, maybe he thought.
Is this his time? I didn't see him. We went yesterday. I didn't see him.
So they are there. When does the fight begin? Because there's a quarrel that breaks out, right?
So the bartender's telling the old guy, she's like, "Hey, where'd you meet her? Don't let her use you for your money. You know, they're looking out for the guy." I thought it was really sweet. The girl comes back, I guess, from the other bathroom or wherever the fuck she went, because she was everywhere but sitting beside him, and they're supposed to be, I don't know, together at least.
Peas in a pod.
And she comes up. First thing she says, she's like, "How much money did you win?" So I guess like he bought a lotto ticket or some shit.
Yeah.
The bartender laughs because literally, like, we all know what she's doing, and like she just told him, "Don't let this bitch use you for your money." And the first thing the girl come at talking about how much money you win. So she trying to spend this man, hoping this man got $50 or something. I don't know, trying to spend this man's money.
Right.
So look. So the little crackhead, she like, what's so funny? Yeah, then she's like, I'm just trying to say bye to him, and she just like, oh my gosh, like she just snapped. Like I don't know what the fuck was going on in her head. I don't know. She was probably fucking reacting off emotions and shit, you know.
No, that's all it takes. That's all it takes. Because when you're in that type of drug-addled state, you know what you're doing is probably not great for your health and for the people around you that care about you, if you have any left. And then the last thing you want is for somebody on the street to recognize that you're in a bad state. So you're operating from a defensive position. You know, you're starting from there. So immediately it's like a sensor. They detect that shit. As soon as someone starts snickering or laughing at them, they're like, "What the fuck do you want?" You know, like,
real talk. Yeah,
because they hear it all day long. If not directly from anybody, they're telling themselves in their head, they're like, I hope I don't look like a hot mess right now. I hope I'm not acting like a fool right now. You know, I hope I'm not tweaking and people can notice. Oh, she's looking at me. What the fuck's happening? And then somebody starts laughing and, what the fuck do you want? You know. So it just takes a little bit to set somebody off. So does she go off and start screaming and shit? And
no, bruh. She takes this full pitcher of fucking sweet tea, throws it at the bartender. She's like I'm sitting right here, and she's like right here on the corner.
Yeah.
And I'm just watching, and I'm like, holy shit, she did that. Like, just grab something in one swift movement, just unexpected. Like, you know, there wasn't a reaction to shit. Like, she just throws that shit and immediately fucking takes over to fucking go under the bar. And I'm like, oh shit, bro, this bitch is wild.
It's popping off now.
Yeah. So the two of them, they fucking wrestling. See, I mistook. I thought it was gonna be like a guy fight, and someone was just gonna get like knocked down and it'd be real quick. But they were like,
you've been on the internet. You know how you know the difference. Yes, wrestling. Thank you. What? Excuse me. And now there's tea all over the ground, so I'm sure it was like a slip slide Mario ice level.
Wrestling in the other room and shit.
Wow.
I'm like, fuck, bruh. And apparently the bartender got a chunk of hair missing. I ain't see her yesterday. They said she was at like a wedding or some shit. But like,
oh, that's good that she could still make it to that.
I look, boy. She wasn't. Oh fuck, bruh. Because like, oh my gosh. So I don't know. Nobody else came to help. So me and my coworker, I'm like, I don't want to step in, but like, I don't think we have a choice at this point.
Yeah.
And this bitch is like, bruh, that crackhead strength is surreal because this bitch had a strong ass grip. She wouldn't let go of the girl's hair. I'm like, holy fuck, like. So I'm like, this, what the fuck? Because she was skinny, bro, but not like skinny, but like she was like not like anorexic skinny, but she was skinny. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like
just
the
like
arms were skinny, but that bitch had a killer grip. Like
it's
she was
just
not. I'm like,
skin,
holy shit,
muscle, and bone.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was like, yo, let go. And a part of me wanted to hit her, but I was like, that's not gonna go over well, so I didn't. You know, but like.
That's why you've been calling her bitch in your head, because you were trying to, you know, game yourself up to smacking her or beating her. Right.
my natural instincts to make someone let go, you gotta like hit them in the head. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like, yeah, but like, and I instinctually, I was thinking it, but I was like, that's not gonna go well for me, you know, because she ain't even hit me. I was like, if she came at me, I could have did it, but she ain't attacked me. I'm just trying to break some shit up.
In a situation like that, you have to disarm them. You have to do something.
Yeah.
Something.
That's what I was thinking.
You have to do something weird. You should have started doing like a TikTok dance on the bar. You know, like you should have started doing like the brat dance or you know the Chapel Roan thing. You know, just with the flash on it because you got to distract her. You know, like make it a production.
What I should have did, I was thinking about it the day after. I should have like grabbed her arm and then like fucking did some cool shit. But I didn't want to hurt her. I was like, what if I break this bitch's arm? Like,
yeah, and you're liable for that. Oh Lord.
She seemed her grip was strong, but I think she was frail as far as taking damage. Like her attack was high, but her defense seemed like it might have been low.
You didn't want to do a super effective because she's a normal type. You didn't want to do a fighting type move on her.
Exactly. Because the shit is like I see how she rolls. Like that bitch, that's why she do the first punch and shit. That bitch was ready. She went straight in the grapple, grabbed the hair, wrestling. That like the bitch was just grabbing, like just holding and shit. And I guess she like drags and throws. That's her shit. She's like a little grappler. Wow. But I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, obviously that she does that because she could take hits if she's off that shit. But like, I think she'll feel it after, you know. I don't think her body's really made for it.
Right.
Goddamn.
So that was pretty much it. Well, how does it get resolved? Do you get her off of this lady?
I guess the staff saw me and my coworker go over there. So then eventually they come out and like another guy comes and he fucking, I don't know, the bitch wouldn't let go when I was trying, but like he comes and then like I think it was like 3 of them came and like they fucking get her off of her, you know, and she's looking at me and I'm just looking at her and she's like, don't let them gang up on me. And I'm like, bitch, you started this. Right. And then they kick her out. They call the cops and shit. And I told my coworker, I was like, all right, I don't want to be here anymore. So I'm about to go. That's
the drug addict's response too. You know, as soon as it gets to a climax like this and a fight breaks out or something, you know, some big eventful, you know, blow up starts, then they start playing the victim. You know, then I'm sorry. You know, like, oh, don't let him hurt me. Don't let him. You know, because that's the fight or flight response in real time. You get to see, and they don't have the wherewithal to see how ridiculous it is. So it's like you instigated this whole thing, and now you're gonna pretend like you're the victim here. So the disconnect is real, and the crack or the meth or whatever she's on, whatever poison is what's causing it.
Again, I'm like, I was flabbergasted. The whole shit, I just didn't expect to see it.
Was she full on tweaking? Was she like full on like scratching at herself or doing shit with her hands?
She wasn't even that bad. Maybe it didn't kick in, but after that adrenaline was rushing, it probably going to kill it a little bit, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I don't think she was high when she came. I think that's why she was in the bathroom, you know?
Well, I'm glad we gave you a chance to describe it all, because now we can play the video. So let's go ahead and watch.
Play it.
The video. Did you sent it to me, right? You sent me the video.
I'm glad you got it.
Well, because I know you recorded it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what we do in this day and age. We record things.
I mean, you're so eager to talk about it on the podcast here. I assumed that you would have recorded it so that we could watch it and, you know, break the story on our show, right?
Oh, hold on. Let me. I'm gonna send it to you again.
Right. Like, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? Like, you thought, what? Like, I'm not going to take my phone out the entire time.
Absolutely not. What kind of sociopath would fucking do that? You know?
Seriously, though, did you record any of it or what?
Hold up. I'm about to send you the video. Don't worry.
You did get a little bit?
I'm about to send you.
All jokes aside, the joke was that I haven't seen a recording of this, or, you know, I've just been waiting to hear about it. Actually, you've been keeping me in the dark until now. You just said that you had a funny crackhead story, and I'm all about it. Like, if fans of the show will know that back in the day, we used to watch all kinds of fun videos of people just like this, you know, from afar in different states and, you know, realms. But I was really thrilled to learn that you witnessed one of these firsthand, and that
real talk, like, it doesn't happen that often.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And if it does, it's real quick. It's like two people yelling and then it's broken up or something, or one person walks away. You don't get the full-on Waffle House experience, you know?
Yeah, real talk. Yes, bro. I know someone, they're like, I've never been to a Waffle House. I'm like, you don't go to a Waffle House on purpose, you know?
Thank you. Thank you so much. The only
time I've been to Waffle House is because there was like police at the IHOP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't just.
And that's a bad area where the IHOP is, you know, worse than the Waffle House. That's a bad situation.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a downtrodden zone.
There's no hope. There's fucking no hope.
So I don't know if did you actually record any of it? I'm serious.
No, I didn't. No, but okay. I'm sending you.
You don't have to. I'm not going to pull it up, but it's okay. No, I was just doing a kind of a joke about. It's absurd that you didn't record any of it, or that your friend didn't record any of it.
I know, but
it's got to be your first instinct in those situations. No, enough about this. I need to help her. How can we get this lady off of her? She's going to rip her hair out. Get it on tape. That's what's going to help her. That's no, but seriously, because like all the things you were afraid of, right? Like, what if I hurt this lady? What if I break her in half? You know, that's real. And then also, when you have this video, then you can give it over to the lady who's being attacked, and that's all the evidence she needs to, you know, make a case against this person, right? Yeah. You think of it like this. Think of it as you're not just a bystander capitalizing on a moment. You are a hero, right? You're providing this person evidence to exonerate them and to potentially win them a settlement, you know,
oh my God.
Depending on how bad it gets, right? And the worse you allow it to get, the better for the victim. And this, you know, say she gets her eye poked out, yeah, or say, you know, say she gets like a deep cut somewhere, like a deep laceration. You want to get all that stuff on tape, and everything you did that was so wrong in stopping it in any way, you know, or really only served to this poor lady's detriment. So shame on you for, I want to say, first and foremost, how dare you deprive. I'm getting a phone call here and I want to pick it up. Oh man, who is this shit? Let's just see. Sorry. Hello?
Please leave your message for 64.
Damn. Sorry, I have something going on in the background that I've been waiting on a phone call about, and I think that could have been it. No, this is some random ass number. Yeah, it's just a lot going on. But anyway, with your and it is a riveting tale. I wish I could have been there, you know, and watched the, you know, cinematic action sequence myself, because just like you're saying, you don't get to see that everywhere. So, you know, I'm really happy for you.
It was like a fucking MMA fight in person.
Was your heart racing? Did you feel like?
I was trying to think of like what the best decision for me is, and I didn't pay yet, so I was like, I shouldn't leave, you know. I don't think they forgive that.
Yeah,
but the bartender was losing. If she was winning, I'd have let it cook.
Yeah,
but she was losing low key. But like, when you fighting a crackhead, they don't feel shit, bro. So it's like,
no, they don't.
You know,
they don't. They just get more powerful. Yeah,
exactly. They're only makes your hits though. Your hits don't faze me, and then they get that little boost of confidence too. It's like, I could win this.
Right.
This shit was crazy, bro. Holy fuck! But she That's what you call a crash
Well,
out.
shout out to this poor bartender lady. Yeah, I hope she's doing well at the wedding. I hope that her pictures aren't ruined.
I hope she got a wig or something for that patch of hair she's mentioning.
Yeah, well, I'm sure she has a collection, so she'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I fucking hope. One of them was bleeding. I think it was the bartender. Might have been from her hair being ripped out.
Did you get any blood on you? Yeah, I would too.
My fucking coworker had some on his hands.
Oh, no.
I don't know whose blood it was, but I was like, check your hands, bro. Wash your hands. I was like, I don't know.
I've never had someone else's blood on me except for one time, and it was my fault for touching them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I told the story before. It was when that old guy fell down on the ground in front of me and busted his head open, and I went to lift his head up, and then I had blood all over my hand. Yeah. I don't know where his dick has been, so it's just kind of like, it's a wrap at that point. I had to cut my hand off.
Oh my God.
So, glad technology has gotten this far. I was able to get just kind of a clean swap, but I had to say goodbye to my favorite hand.
No, you get a robot hand that has like a laser pointer.
Exactly. And, yeah, it does. No, it's,
I could fire.
I don't know what I need it for. I'm not giving any presentations, but I do have it.
You could use it to play with cats and make planes fall out of the sky.
Right. Let's just get into the meat of it. My boyfriend's cat died randomly. That was crazy. That was just insane. I was in Hampton. We were in Hampton because I was playing an event with my Nana. She's a singer, and I was joining. Actually, so the old man falling, that was back in the day when we used to play together. And we were playing at a retirement home. And so we reunited to play at this cigar lounge. And while we were there, my boyfriend gets a call saying, uh-oh, is your cat doing something? What's happening?
I heard a voice.
You heard a voice?
I heard a noise.
Oh, okay. A noise. Goodness.
I heard a voice the other night. I think there's like people on my walls because it was a dream because it's the middle of the night and I hear, wake up. And I'm like, I start checking the house.
Wow. You're on crack.
Probably.
You'd admit that to me, right? If you were.
I'd never do crack.
I'd want you to be proud of yourself, and I'd want you to come forward and admit it. Because I'd continue to supply it to you because it'd make the show more interesting.
You'd supply me with crack.
So I would hope, in the event that you do dip into hard drugs, that you would tell me immediately so that I can continue to enable you so that we can get more views.
Person, you won't believe what I did under this bridge.
Exactly. And this will be the only time I bring it up because I want you to know, even if it's on camera, how serious I am about keeping you as drug-addled as possible.
Holy shit.
Because it'll only help. It'll only help. Just like I said, with the fight that broke out, I will have the camera on you 24/7. I want to track your movements. I want to know what's happening, when it's happening, who you're roughing up, who's, what dark and dirty misdeeds you're doing to get what you need when you're not getting it directly from me. I'll just be a brief reprieve from sort of the hard labor you'll have to do, i.e. sucking dick and whatnot and rest stop bathrooms. But we'll have a GoPro on you. That'll be the deal. I'll have, once every 2 weeks, you can come get it, just a little bit from me, as long as we keep the battery charged on the camera and we swap out the memory card, just every so often. Or we get like a cloud upload system where it automatic, right?
I'll just sell all my shit, like stop paying rent and just like ride. I'll just like ride my bike around the world with Daisy in a basket. Amen. Just like
off into the sunset.
Yeah.
My boyfriend can't do that with his cat anymore because did I tell you it died? Right. It died unexpectedly, and that's not funny at all. I don't know why you're laughing. It's tragic.
But you just brought it up again, and I'm
I
like,
did.
damn.
Well, because we derailed everything. Because you heard somebody say what in the background or something. Because you have a ghost.
I probably do. Fucking bastard.
It was crazy because he gets this call from his roommate talking about, we're going to the emergency vet because the cat isn't breathing. And it's one of those things. It's like, what can we do? We're like, almost 3 hours away, and we can't get there. And then sure enough, his cat didn't make it when he got taken to the vet. So it was just a hot mess. And it's one of those things where it was totally unpredictable, just like a heart condition or something. So, get your pets examined, but up to a certain point, there's some things that you just can't, that are just unforeseeable.
I was almost in a similar situation because, when I was stuck in Virginia for a period of time, and then Daisy was in Maryland, and then someone allowed her ribs to be broken. So she was neglected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Abused. I don't know any other
Who
words.
let you know? Was it your sister that let you know?
Yeah, but she wasn't going to. My mom made her.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. She wasn't going to. And she still talks to the guy that did it. So that's why we're not cool.
Yeah.
So we're not cool.
Daisy is a champ. Daisy is a fighter. Daisy is the Samuel Little of cats.
I fucking wish. I want to train her to attack
And when
people.
she goes to prison for all the mice and other feral cats she's murdered, she'll be happy as a clam when she gets treats to give up, evidence and tell where all the bodies are buried.
Shit.
That's how her tail went missing, because she got in a fight that she wasn't quite ready for, but still came out on top.
It was a cat off of that fucking catnip,
Right.
like crack nip.
Exactly.
This new catnip infused crack or some shit. That motherfucking bitter goddamn tail.
Yeah. But anyways, I won't go too much into it after that, because what else is there to say? It was really just something else. And so then that was Saturday, this past Saturday, and then 2 nights ago, Wednesday, not to date this, I don't know when we're going to put it out, but I did my mic on Wednesday nights. I have Keeper Sweep at Aurora Market. Did that, and then I went to another mic right after that I normally go to. It's called Simple Bar, run by a friend of the show, Gabe Popescu. I don't know if you remember Gabe. He was one of the earlier episodes. I think the clip we did on Instagram was us talking about Mitch McConnell. But he, yeah, I remember him, guy with the long black hair. So I went to his mic, and I parked on George Avenue, just a few blocks away from the bar, and I was maybe in there for all of, I don't know, like 3 hours. So I was in there for a long time because it was a really long list, and I went up dead last, pretty much. I was right at the very end. So it was 9/11, right? So I had a fun idea. I brought my trumpet, and I just decided to play taps while people did their 9/11 jokes while I was playing taps in the background. So it was a fun concept that ultimately was really lame. And, nobody was watching because no one was there, because I was, again, like the last person, or the second to last person. So there's all of like 5 people in the room. Nobody gave a shit. And I felt like it was a huge waste of time. And so, I was ready to go home. So, I'm delighted to get back to my car and find that the windows had been smashed in and that my belongings had been stolen. Right. Yeah, no. So really, it's a really glittery, pretty, sweet surprise, seeing all the glass shattered all over the seats and the floor and shit. And it was a real bang up job, no pun intended, real thorough. They got 2 windows on the passenger side, both passenger side windows totally smashed in, and I had a bag on my front seat, right? I had a bag on my front seat that had my shit in it, because I didn't think I was going to be at this mic for very long. I thought I was just going to run in, go up, and run out. Come to find out, the list was super long, right? And at some point, Gabe comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, you need to buy a drink, man." So, I see him, and I was like, I actually left my wallet in the car. If I walk back to my car, I'm going to go home, because, this is going to take... That's pretty much what I said, yeah. And he was like, "I'll get you a drink, no problem." So he bought me a drink, But I kicked myself because I'm like, if I just went out to my car, even to leave, I wonder if that would have been enough time to, get there before my shit got smashed in, know? But I didn't. He bought me the drink, whatever, and stayed the whole time, got there. So that bag had my wallet in it with my ID and my social security card and all my insurance cards, and it had like 3 bank cards, like a credit card and 2 debit cards in it. And that's pretty much all the valuable stuff. And I had one of those little RFID cards where you tap it on someone's phone and it pulls up all your information.
What?
And then also in the bag, I collect really nice pens. I had about like 4 of those in that bag, so those are just gone. Those are like $30 to $50 a piece. These really ornate pens. And then I had a gimbal. I just got a gimbal stabilizer to record things on the street with, and that was about $130. Also, just gone. And my AirPods as well were in the bag, right? So I didn't remember my AirPods were in there until I got home. But before I got home, I went to the police station. Well, first what I did was I looked up what the non-emergency number for DC is, and it's 311. And I don't recommend anyone ever call 311. I'll tell you that right now. Just go straight to 911 every time. I don't care if you stub your toe. It's 911 because these people need to work on the 911 line, on the first responders line.
Oh my God.
But I called 311 because I tried, like you did, to be a good person. And what they told me was that they would not be sending anyone out to look and assess my car, and that I needed to go to a police station and file a police report. So I took pictures of my car where it was, as it was, and then I drove it to the police station, which I wouldn't advise anyone do when there's glass all over the place. But thankfully, the police station was only like 3 blocks away, right, from where my car had been vandalized. 3 blocks away, the police station. Can I say that any clearer for anybody?
They're not out looking for shit, though. That's why they knew they could do it.
In their defense, I don't think my horn went off. I don't think the car alarm went off because of this godforsaken motherfucking device in my car that's got it all rigged up to go off under a very specific circumstance, right? Like it basically has turned my car alarm into an afterthought for just when I blow into this breath device. And for those of you, let me catch you up. If you're new to the show, I'm technically on probation from alcohol because I got in a car accident last year. And for this entire year, I've had to breathe into a breathalyzer device to start my car. And if I don't do it every 15 minutes while I'm driving, my car alarm will go off and the hazards, everything. It like a break-in, but as I'm driving, to let people know that I failed the breath test, right? Because everyone needs to know that at all times. I don't just need to start my car and prove I can drive. I need to continue to prove that I'm not actively drinking for the duration of my drive, which makes total sense to me. Checks out, right?
That must be some Virginia shit, or it's like the new ones. It used to be so different. It used to be you started. I think you started 1 or 2 more times after 5 minutes, but like it ain't do all that.
It does get a little spaced out, as you go, but there's like at least a good 4 times where it's like back to back to back, So if you're on a long drive, you might only have to do it 5 or 6 times, but those first 4 are pretty, close together.
That's it. Nothing else,
Anyways, I don't want to go off on a tangent there because I do have to get out of here in just a few minutes, but I'll say that I don't think the car alarm went off, so I'll give them that. But even still, you would think that as much police are just out on the street, somebody would see somebody literally, causing a commotion, right?
Yeah.
It's not a quiet thing. I don't know if even online, if you've seen someone smash a window of any kind, it should makes a certain noise, and to see somebody reaching into somebody else's car, and possibly running away, you would think something would happen, but no, not at all. Anyways, I'm not bitter. I got to the police station, parked, went in, brought all my stuff in that I didn't want to be stolen because, the windows are smashed out and I can't lock my car. And I'm just sitting in there waiting, and the guy who buzzes me in behind the glass counter and tells me, what's going on, or asks me what's going on. I tell him that I called the non-emergency number and they told me to file a police report because my car had been broken into. And he was like, you didn't call 911? They're supposed to send someone out to you. They're supposed to send someone out to you to, assess your vehicle while it's parked, while it's there. And I was like, immediately I was like, well, I took pictures. I have as many pictures as you need, of it as it was there. But I called this other number and they told me the exact opposite of what you're saying, basically.
Yeah.
So, I didn't want to blow up. It was, at this point, it was midnight. It was a long day. I was like, I'm this close to losing my shit, and I don't want to lose it on like the first person I'm talking to, who's also a police officer, right? So
he's gonna be like, you look a little, you don't look as pure as I thought.
So this guy tells me to pull my car around front. So while I'm doing that, I guess he brings out somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing, and when I get back in there, he starts taking my information and taking me seriously and everything, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness, this guy is competent, knows what he's doing clearly.
You said you were at a police station?
Yeah.
And they had someone competent?
Yeah, I know, right?
Was he like a contractor?
No, he was a black guy, which, it's like, say what you will, but, we need some of those. We need some people who know what they're doing and know how to do it, Exactly. We can't just have a bunch of Proud Boys roughing people up and not giving two shits about justice, or what it really means. We need some people who actually represent the community.
Big factuals. Big as the factuals.
So he takes it seriously, and he takes all the steps to, take down the value of what was stolen, gets my info on, my account of where I was the entire time away from my car, where my stuff was in the car. And then I go home after that. He told me, he was like, well, I asked, is it okay for me to drive? Number one, I don't have a license at the moment. And, obviously the windows are smashed in. Would you advise? Like, what would you? He's like, yeah, you're fine. Go ahead. It's going to be a chilly drive. And it was, I had the heat turned all the way up and it was cold as fuck, but, got home. And then I realized when I got home that my AirPods were in the bag, and I, opened my phone up and I could track where they were for, just like a couple seconds. So I'm like, let me call. So I called the police station to tell them, like, hey, I have these headphones in my bag that have a tracking device. Is that of any use to y'all whatsoever? No, they weren't. They didn't seem to care at all. So I don't know how viable that is. I just want to let people know right now. Like, if you buy a product, because if you think one of the features that's great about it is that it can be tracked, if it's stolen, that's never going to happen. That will never.
You gotta go fucking Punisher on that shit.
No, exactly.
You gotta go.
Somebody messaged me, because I made a post about it, and somebody messaged me and they were like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. And I was like, yeah, it took all my strength not to go Batman and hunt this person down myself and serve them.
Should have called me, bro.
Justice.
I'd have called up my friends. They have completely legal weapons,
if it didn't slip my mind until I got home, I would have done that. I would have just been patrolling in the area looking at GPS or whatever, and I wouldn't have cared what happened. Honest, because I was that done. But when I got home, I was just like, I'm all the way here. I'm not driving an hour and a half back up to DC. And by this point, I could see that they had been removed from the case and stationary on like one fixed point, meaning that they had been discarded, right? That's what it indicated to me. So like they're smart enough to know to get rid of stuff like this because people can track it. So that was useless. And then yesterday, Thursday, so the day after, I worked from home. Thankfully, I was already scheduled to work from home. Did that. And when my mom got home, she, apologized to me, basically, to comfort me, and like, I'm so sorry that happened. And then she was like, what did they get? And I told her they broke both my windows for one bag. You know how crazy is that?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah, that's pretty stupid. That's messed up. I'm sorry about that. And it's going to cost extra to get that extra window repaired. And she was like, I'm glad they didn't get anything else, like your computer or your camera or anything like that. And then I started to look for my camera. I was like, tell me I brought my fucking camera into the house. And no, that's why they smashed the back window too, because they snatched my camera out of the car as well. And so then I called the police station back and I'm like, hey guys, sorry I didn't realize it at the time, but here's this other bag with hundreds upon hundreds of dollars worth of equipment in it, and they took it all down for what it's worth. So I appreciate it. But so when I get a random call out of nowhere, it's because I'm supposed to be waiting on a call from a detective or somebody assigned to the case, which I'm not sure will come anytime soon. It's certainly not going to come over the weekend here, but
I wouldn't expect it ever.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful for you, but those motherfuckers.
And that's pretty much where we're at now. I still need to get my windows replaced. There wasn't an appointment available until Friday, which is today as we're recording, but I couldn't make that work, so it's gonna have to be next week. In the meantime, I'm kind of stationary. And it's gonna cost a lot of money, man. My insurance won't even cover more than half of it, so it's going to cost me at least $500 out of pocket for the windows.
Holy fuck, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Oh, and to some of you listening, that might not sound like anything, but, we are broke people.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot to lose and a lot to get, but it's like not a lot to get, but it's still a lot to get, and it's definitely like a lot to lose, Holy shit,
it's bro. A lot to lose.
Damn.
And so I lost somewhere in the ballpark of $1,000 worth of my belongings, and then I have to pay an additional $500. So
for the deductible.
Ultimately, this cost me $1,500. Is that why you
trying to sell me crack? Because I used to get richer clientele,
Well, I'm playing the long game. The long game is views for this channel, so that we can become famous, and I won't ever have to worry about a car window ever again. It's just like, hey, put it on my black card, type shit. I just
got the cyber truck.
Yeah, right. They would hurt themselves trying to break into my. But then I would hurt myself every time I try to use my goddamn car. So that's the trade-off. It's too much of a fortress.
Yeah. But I'm running through. I'm doing Batman shit. I get one of them.
Right. I'm seeing it all over the place. Like, I have a joke about a Cybertruck that's not a good joke, but the root is that I see them everywhere now. I don't know what that's part of the plan, right? And with any new release of anything, the idea is to get it out on the street as much as possible in people's line of sight, Yeah. So I'm sure there's a lot of people who got their own subsidized Cybertrucks or heavily discounted so that they can demonstrate how it looks and how it drives on the road around people. So it's no coincidence that they're just all over the place, because not this many had these bitches on pre-order. I will guarantee you.
The same with Tesla, especially in DC. Mm-hmm. So many Teslas in DC.
Yeah.
So fucking many.
And part of that is just Ubers. People are given these vehicles to drive Uber. right?
You're right, bruh. You so fucking right. Hell yeah.
I mean, it's the truth. I would look it up now, but we do have to end soon. But that's just what happens. Like with certain companies, there are lotteries and raffles where a ton of people will get given a vehicle to boost its promotion, and then there will be a bunch of promotional material in the car because that's part of the agreement. Yep. Even if they're just renting the vehicle to do their job, they have to have all the Tesla marketing or BMW marketing in the backseat for people to read. So basically,
they got just the iPads with the fucking commercials on the iPads.
It's just a car commercial for your whole fucking drive. So that's great. It's a great opportunity for people who don't have their own nice cars to drive that they're able to rent it or be given one. But yeah, it is pretty dystopian and fucking weird.
Brad, humanity's going in a downward spiral. We always have been. It's over.
Amen. And you know what we need to help is some advice. We're approaching an hour here. Tell us what we can do to improve, to steer the ship on a steady course and get us out of this mess we're headed toward. Can you give us?
I'm gonna give you some advice. Sometimes you gotta call a crackhead. That's the advice. Let me tell you something.
Phone a crackhead.
Phone a crackhead. They're everywhere. They approach you. They come to you asking for money. Now, they prefer it for free, but they're gonna do something for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that they approach you means that they're willing to do anything. I feel like most people would rather like fucking jump off a bridge before they approach somebody. The fact that they took up the fucking approach, they approach groups of people and they'll ask every individual person for money. You know what I'm saying? Most people, they'd be like, hey, I got the group. I'm gonna say this to everybody, and there it's said. It is what it is. These motherfuckers will go to every individual person, attempt to shake their hand, and ask individually, hey, can I get some money?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I want to get you to such a low point that you'll do anything for this channel. That if I tell you to jump off, to skydive off a building, Tom Cruise style, no parachute, nothing, you will do it for the prospect of, just like a couple ounces or whatever you want,
Oh my God.
and some loose change, you'll do it. But then
if you could get someone to take care of Daisy, I'm all yours.
But it's a cycle, right? It'll feed back into the show's success and therefore yours, and I'll be able to give you a much, much lower cut because your mind will be so frayed and just singed by whatever's going on with the drug concoction, and I'll be able to, just get as rich as humanly possible, and continue to. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be like I'll be like your dance mom, like on TLC.
Oh my God.
I'll be pimping you out for the cameras, just making endless money off your back.
Breaking me up and shit. You look crazy. We gotta fucking redo your hair.
Right.
I need you to look halfway presentable.
What would you say to petty thieves on the dark, dirty streets of DC, on Georgia Avenue in particular?
Let me tell you, Georgia Avenueans. Let me catch you, son. Cause look, my shit got an alarm, and that bitch will go. Real talk, I don't know if all cars alarms go off, the windows break. I think you gotta open the door.
Yeah.
So I think that might be it too.
That could definitely be part of it. But I have a new enough car where I think it's a factor. Like somebody, like the amount of pressure it takes to break a window would set the car alarm off.
Yeah, true. Because some people, their shit's like, I had this one dude, the wind would set his shit off. No lie. We be at work, his shit going off.
That's a feature. Yeah. Like I said, my hypothesis is that this dumbass breath device, and I'm so fucking ready to get rid of, because now it's cost me. Basically, it's cost me more than double the cost of installing it in the first place, because because
it's a scam, bro.
Because it was $1,200 to rent for the entire year, and then plus some bullshit installation fee. And then I'm paying for the servicings that come with their own additional fees. So all in all, it was probably somewhere around $1,500 for this device, and now I'm in for another $1,500 plus in damages and lost belongings. So
People, you gotta fucking live in richer cities that are rich on their own. And I don't mean big cities like Baltimore and Atlanta and DC. Y'all keep going to these big cities because you're fucking stupid. They're still broke. They're just big. They're big and broke, you know? Go to a city that actually prospers on its own without shitting on its people. Because then you have less fucking cops going around trying to steal money from the citizens. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Like, you know what cities are really bad, you know? You know it's ones where the cops are doing way too fucking much. It's because they need that money. They're like, feed me, citizens. So I'm gonna put my hand in your pocket. Don't mind me.
Speaking of bad cities, I will be in Baltimore for the first time doing comedy. I'll be in Baltimore. I didn't think
holy shit. Oh my god. When are you going? I'm gonna have to come. I'm gonna have to bring my
I just
team,
got asked. That's not for a while, but it's October 17th
at put that in my calendar.
At Laugh Tracks, the club car in Baltimore. So that's where I will be then, and then I have another show a little sooner. I will be I have a couple more coming up. But those are near
I'm happy
approaching.
to get the shows, definitely.
I was supposed to be on one tonight, this Friday night, but obviously I can't make that. Given my
bruh, fuck. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know what my deductible is right now, but it might be like $250 because the $500. I'm like, what if I actually have to pay that shit? Because I got all the insurance except for like if I hit somebody, because I just don't hit people. But if like a storm or like some random shit happens, I'm covered for that.
We'll talk a little bit in a second here, but do you have anything to promote yourself? Do you have anything coming up? Anything of note? Nothing? All right. Well, we'll work on that.
I'm a little slowed down, but
I know you've been traveling, doing your thing, living a regular, normal life, which, you know, I envy, which is why I give you such a hard time on this, because, you know, what I wouldn't give to just not be so mentally ill that I have to do all this shit and put myself in these positions where I get my shit stolen. And, you know, and I'm in like the worst environments ever, you know, hanging with like the worst people ever. A lot of them are great people. I'm gonna say it like Trump. There's great people on both sides, but I am not in the best environments working my way up this social ladder here.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was thinking of you and Isaiah earlier because like y'all are both younger than me. You know what I'm saying? You're 20. You're 20. What year is it?
It's okay.
You're 23?
I love that. I'm 23. I was
No, never mind. 25.
No, for all intents and purposes, I'm 23. Because you're the first person to ever guess younger, which I, you know, can't get enough of.
Me and Savory used to do that shit.
It's normally 34. What are you, 30? You have kids?
Holy fuck. Look, God damn. It's because you be stressed, you don't be sleeping, bro. And then you drink coffee. The coffee and the lack of sleep and the lack of son. Caffeine makes you look older. Just not as bad as crack does, but it does that.
Thank
so
goodness.
does alcohol.
Not
so
as
does
bad as
alcohol make you look older.
We got to get out of here. We got to end this. I'm going to my brother's first home football game tonight. He's in the marching band. Yeah, you should.
Hell yeah.
Come through. It's in 20 minutes. Can you make it?
Hey, son, me and Daisy gonna be there in no time. Say less.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking I'm trying to think. I'm a just like a good neighbor me, and I'll pop up.
Hey, man. I was gonna say you could use her like Tails, but no, you can't actually. We're done. Bye bye.